right at this point, I'm like, should I like completely cut sugar out? Because I know sugar and gluten does make them a little bit worse. And what is there anything else that I could do?
Yeah. Let me
to keep them from.
look at that and get you a good answer before I just like it. Yeah. But I will. We'll definitely talk about Braxton Hicks, and then I will try and get you an answer for the matcha and the varicose veins.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah. So now we were talking about prepping for labor. So like we said how like if we want to run a marathon, we're not going to go from the couch to the marathon. We're going to start doing some preparation. And so one thing to start off with, and I don't run, but the runners say, if you eat healthy, you can run better. So eating healthy is definitely a good thing. And the other thing is we're going to look at, and I have the cycles over here, we're going to take a look at how when we are tensed up, how that causes pain and fear. So it's just kind of like a vicious cycle where we have fear, we tense up, we have pain, then because of the pain we have more fear, we tense up more. And it is a vicious cycle. And so what we're going to look at is the breathing, how we can do like conscious breathing, and it helps us to relax, which helps reduce the pain. So we want to get on that cycle versus the fear cycle. So when you're running, athletes, they perform a lot better when they're relaxed. And we all know they definitely train for it. So we're going to look at some things. Exercise. So what are some exercise? What can we do, and what are some things we need to avoid for exercise? The rules are, if you want to exercise, it's good. We definitely say exercise. It's healthy for you. It prepares you for labor. Start in with something that you're comfortable with. So if you're not running, don't start all of a sudden running. Start with walking. Start with something that you're comfortable with. Because if it's causing like pain and like you're doing something that you shouldn't be. So in other words, do something that your body says it's okay. So kind of if your body's like really aching, it's in a lot of pain, don't do it. You're overdoing it. When you're exercising, one thing is to stay hydrated, which, going back to the nutrition, we didn't really touch this, but water. Water is very important. You want to make sure you stay hydrated. If you need to get a cute water bottle or something to keep the fluid in you, here's just a paper you can take home with you, the benefits of drinking water. You always want to make sure to keep your water intake up. And make sure when you are drinking, it's not like sugary, full, like calorie loaded stuff. So make sure you're getting a good amount of water and staying hydrated. And that is a rule when you're exercising. Make sure you always stay hydrated. And going into the fall and winter months where it's not as warm, it might be a little bit hard. You may have to remind yourself a bit more. So get a cute water bottle, do something that you can take with.
Add some flavor like lemons or.
And that's awesome because it gets like the enzymes into your water, which gets it into you. So that's a good thing, put some lemons, some berries, keep it, sometimes you might just need to switch it up to keep it exciting for yourself. So make sure you keep your water intake up. So what do you think are some other rules with exercise that we need to just kind of keep in mind? So we said don't ever do it. Keep hydrated.
You should be doing an exercise that would be super helpful for labor. I mean, because I'm just doing my video that I was doing. Or should I say my videos that I was doing up until then. And so far I haven't really had any issues with, like, I mean, it's not that intense, should I say. But are there certain...
Yeah, we're going to get right into that. So kind of backing up just a little bit for the rules of exercise. If you're exercising and you can't like talk, like say, like kind of like carry a conversation with somebody, like you have to pant, you need to slow down. So whenever you're exercising, make sure you can still like be carrying a conversation with somebody. So in other words, make sure you can, if you're kind of like panting, feeling all like out of breath, that is too much. Like just kind of slow down. And wherever you are at, if it's only you're like, okay, all I can do is walk. A nice brisk walk is amazing. Gets your heart rate up. And then just kind of do whatever your body says that your body's good with, and you can kind of build up from there. So yes, looking at exercises. So we want to relax, and we'll get to that at the end a little bit. We'll kind of do an exercise, but the pelvic tilt, and I'm going to get you guys actually on the floor to do this, because just telling you it's not going to help. So what I'm going to get you to do is get on all fours on the floor. And if you need to put a pillow, there is pillows on the sofa, there's blankets, so if you need to, make sure you're comfortable.
Knees, right?
Yes, hands and knees. All right, perfect. So what you're going to do is right here, the middle of your back, and I'm going to get, I just really like it being all steady. If you want to put your hand on Kina's back, like right here, right in here, and what she's going to do, perfect, so now you know where to do it. You're going to arch your back, so kind of like a cat. Arch it, yes, so arch it and hold it. Hold it for like 3 to 5 seconds. So right there. All right, now you can drop it. Yep, now drop it. Perfect. And now up again. Yep, just like that. So you can do that. And what I like to tell moms, go ahead and try it a couple times. It does. And it's kind of a little bit, like I tell people, get someone to place your hand right here, just so you kind of know where to push, like kind of how to push your back up. So you can push it up and then hold it for like
I'm pushing
3.
it up here though. No?
It is, you kind of do, because like your back
kind of
isn't an
have
arch,
to.
but you're doing perfect. Yep. So you just kind of like arch your back. And what that does is it's getting these muscles right in here that come around to your uterus and everything. It's tightening them up and just kind of like strengthening them. Okay. So, and it kind of helps. It helps you keep good posture, and it helps for backache. A lot of people, if you do it every day, they say they notice it in backache. So you want to do that. Do that every day. Start out with however many times. Like I say, kind of get into a habit. Like if it's every day before breakfast, every day before you shower, every day before you, kind of get into the habit of before you do something, you do your pelvic tilts. And what that does is it'll help you tone up, get those muscles nice and strong. It helps with backache. So you want to do that every day. And at first, like if you need someone to place their hand on your back, do that. So those do every day. Kind of build up from like, if you start out, you're like, okay, at 5, I'm starting to feel like my muscles are like really working. Do 5. The next day, maybe you need to do 5, then you can do 6 later. Like kind of build up on that, but try to get those in every day, and now, like start now, because that'll help your body condition and get ready for labor. And we're gonna do relaxing. So like we said, when runners run, they perform a whole lot better if they're relaxed. If they're tensed, your body doesn't perform as well. So what we want to do, and what I want you to start thinking is taking a moment and just being like, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to actually relax my body. And actually like put thought into it. So many times we just go about life and where if you actually just like sit down and be like, start out, if you need help, start out with your head. Okay, I'm going to start with relaxing my eyes. And just come down through my mouth, my ears, and just work down through until your whole body is completely relaxed.
And sitting or laying down?
Sitting or laying, any position. So kind of, next class we're gonna do it as like an exercise together. But start focusing on, okay, am I actually relaxed? Can I feel myself sitting here? Is it relaxed? Am I tense? Because a lot of times we're tense and we're not even realizing that we are. So just kind of, I would say every day, if you can, try to sit down and actually focus on, yes, I am relaxed. I'm going to relax every muscle in my body.
And then I'd probably fall asleep.
And then you fall asleep, yes. So just learning, because so many times, like I said, we're just like so busy about the day and we don't realize that, okay, we might be tense, so just learning to completely relax. And then the next one is the perineal relaxation, or you may have heard it as the perineal massage. So what it is you'll get your husband to do it for you, and you can use olive oil. And what you do is he'll put his 2 fingers on your vagina at 6 o'clock, and he's gonna press down. How's that gonna feel? You're gonna be like, that feels weird, and you're gonna tense up. So what he's gonna have to do is say, okay, you know what, let's relax, open your legs wide, let your knees like fall to the side. And then he's gonna do it again. At 6 o'clock, press down, hold for a little bit, release. And this you wanna start at like 4 weeks before your due date. And then, so at 6 o'clock, he's gonna press down, you're gonna probably tense up a little bit. That's okay, that's normal. And you want to use like olive oil, is what we say. Use olive oil because it massages it, it helps to stretch it, and helps like to condition it for labor, so that way it will stretch nicely without tearing.
I was gonna say, yeah, my cousin from Belgium, her mom did home births with all of her kids, and she said that her midwife had something that they did that like totally prevented her from tearing, and she's really small. And so I was wondering, because like I've never heard of that before.
Yes.
And so it's interesting.
Yeah, so what you want to do is like, let's say you're 4 weeks till your due date, do it every night or every morning or sometime every day, because what it does is it kind of helps stretch it, and just like the oil, just like helping it, so when the baby's coming out, like it'll help it to stretch without
So it's just
tearing.
at that 6 o'clock.
So at 6 o'clock, well, first of all, do it at 6 o'clock, and then at 9 o'clock,
Okay.
and then 12 o'clock, and then at 3 o'clock. So just kind of, and I know I just...
You do it like the whole way around every day. Okay.
Every day. And you want to do it every day, because if you don't, then it kind of, like, it helps to stretch it, then it just goes back. So don't be worried that, oh my God, I'm going to do this perineal massage and I'm going to get huge. It all comes right back together. So you want to be able, so it just helps it to stretch when baby, when baby's coming down through, it helps it to stretch out nicely. I know the one mom I had, she's like, we got into marital fights about this because my husband's like, I want to watch a TV show. I don't want to do this perineal massage or perineal relaxation. And so this was her 3rd pregnancy. And they were doing this because her first 2 she had super, super fast. She tore both pregnancies. And it's very painful. And she had, had definitely recovery time. And so she's like, okay, baby number 3, is there anything I can do for this? And we're like, all right, let's do the perineal relaxation, the perineal massage. And so they faithfully did it. She's like, we got over fights over it, but we faithfully did it every night, like from 4 weeks on. So we get into the hospital. Baby number 3 was super fast. I mean, he came out in record time. She did not tear. She's like, I feel amazing. She's like, I must feel like I didn't even have a baby, because she was so used to tearing before. And so she's like, so saying all that to say, I know it might not be convenient, but do it, because it just to help everything to stretch and condition it. So you definitely want to do that. So that is exercise. Any questions about exercising and just getting all of that? Any questions on the pelvic tilt, relaxing, perineal relaxation? I'm just looking here, make sure I told you everything. Yeah, and if you have any questions about that, I have a book that explains it amazing. So we got done at a really good time. But that's all I have. Yep, that's all I have for tonight.
So would you recommend doing the massaging even if you didn't tear for the still?
I would. I mean, we just can't tell everything. And even if you're like, hey, even if you did tear, it helps you, like, so when he presses down on it, you tense up. And so what it helps you to do is kind of realize, okay, those are my muscles that are tensing up. And so it kind of helps you to learn how to relax it. Like when baby's head is kind of like pressuring down there, it's kind of like, oh wait, I remember how to relax it. Because then when you're relaxed, even though you condition it and everything, it helps your muscles to relax, so it lessens the chances of tearing.
Very cool.
So I would definitely say keep
Awesome.
doing that like every day. As annoying as it may be, but I've seen so many good results from that I'm like, do it.
Yeah,
Like
it's
be,
worth it.
be faithful with it. Yeah, definitely. So I gave you the paper on drinking water, so that we definitely want to do. And since we were just talking, let's grab some more papers over here. Since we were talking about getting in our fruits and veggies, I know sometimes it can be overwhelming with the pesticides on stuff and what should you buy organic, what shouldn't you buy organic. So here's just a printout that we have that just kind of breaks it down pretty simple, that you can read over, you can take home with you. And it just tells you some of, like, on the second page here is like the Dirty Dozen, that those are the ones that if you want to, spend the money on, buy organic, we definitely recommend. Because apples, celery, and strawberries are the worst for pesticides. And then there is the Clean 15, which those aren't as bad with the pesticides. So that's just kind of a little bit of help, and this kind of explains it a little bit with the pesticides, because it can be overwhelming with, as we're getting in our fruits and veggies, where it's like, hey, do we buy organic, do we not buy organic? And sometimes if you're buying local, it definitely helps to, ask the people, like, okay, how often do you spray, or what do you use, or, that kind of helps, just because of what you eat is going to baby through the placenta. So yeah, that's a little bit of a handout. So
I know some people wash their fruits and vegetables in like certain things. I'm trying to remember what it even was. I always think like I should do that. Like that is so cool to like not only wash them in water but soak them in. I know the one that I had my eye on was from what's that? Oh, Young Living.
okay,
It's a fruit and veggie wash.
yeah,
But then I had also somebody else had told me what they wash theirs, and it was like something that you would have in your house already. But I never got started with using anything besides water to wash it.
I was gonna say definitely wash it with water. I know some people like to do it like with baking soda and like lemon
It might
juice.
be that.
That kind of helps clean it to a little bit of better degree. If all else fails, at least wash it with water. And if you want to go
So I
on
either
to
eat
that.
bugs or eat pesticides. I don't like growing lettuce in my garden because of the bugs. And I'm like, yeah, so I go buy some from the store.
Yeah.
With pesticides.
I was gonna say, so just kind of keep that in mind as you're getting in your veggies and your fruits a little bit. Yeah, it is a little bit weighing it out, but it's, yeah. So the Dirty Dozen, I know some people just like to buy those organic, that way they feel like it's not, as many pesticides and, yeah. Any questions?
Not right now. Maybe come up with some as we think about everything.
Yeah, as you think about everything. So feel free to just like send me a message on the questions you have. I will send out on the group text there for snacks. If you want to bring a snack some evening, I'll let you sign up for what you want. And if it's like, nope, it's going to stress me out, don't worry about it. So we can sign up for that. And then also we always do like a baby reunion. After everybody has their babies, we get together, we can talk about the birth story and meet each other's babies and everything. So remind me when you're due.
February.
February, and you're due
January 1st.
January.
Yeah.
And so we got January and February. So
And Laura's due
And Laura's
10
due.
days after me.
okay. So
Have
January,
fun.
February, and
I have
February.
no idea if she goes early, but I'm like, we could almost have
You can have them together.
Yeah, we're both having girls, so I'm like,
Aw.
yay.
Yeah.
Oh, so they'll have 3 girls?
They'll have 3 girls. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
3 girls, 3 and under, right?
Yes.
Oh.
So yeah, that'll be fun. So we usually do like a fun little baby thing for all the babies, meet each other, and yeah, you'll still be you won't have moved or anything.
No, not
So-
until July.
Not to- okay, so we've got, good, we've got time. So yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna stay in touch with that, and like I said, I am on call for birth, so I will try to be on time this time and confirm it next week.
Okay.
We'll do 7 to 9 again, and I'll try to be on the 5 o'clock thing, but I was just like, we never know how things are gonna
Hey,
go.
that's how
So,
life is.
Yeah.
so yeah. So what I want you to do, I got some homework for you. I want you to practice your pelvic tilts, okay? And think about the relaxing thing. And also kind of on that whole relaxing thing, think about what helps you to relax. Like if there's anything that you think about that helps you relax. I want you to just kind of take mental notes of that, and if you want to write it down. Another thing is, so we talked about our health, eating, getting healthy choices. I want you to journal for 2 days everything you eat. And then we're gonna look at it and see if we learn anything from that. Just like kind of like
So I should definitely go grocery shopping.
you can do that, yes. Yes.
That could make a big impact on what I consume.
Yeah, so just kind of write down everything that you put in your mouth, and even just like, I want you to kind of even keep track of like your water intake. So that doesn't have to be like precise to the ounce, but just kind of like a general, like how much water intake you're doing. And just exercise, think that over and see like if there's anything you think you should do or anything that you think you should, that you're going over the rules or something like that. Just look at that. And then I want you to make like one healthy change. So like an example would be like we talked about like the salt. So if you use just like the regular white salt, it'd be changing it to the real salt or something like that. So just kind of
I'll
like,
be writing this down.
yeah. That one, I mean, unless like you have a good memory, you're like, okay, I don't need to write it down, I'll remember. But to journal, I want you to journal your food for 2 days.
For 2 days.
Everything that you put into your mouth. And then we'll look at that
What was the
again.
first one again?
The first one was pelvic tilts
Oh,
and
right.
the relaxation, like just kind of taking time each day to just like sit or lay or do something where you are focusing on relaxing, focusing on, okay, I can relax. I can, making sure every part of your body is relaxed. I think I covered all of them. So, yeah. All right.
Well, thank you.
Yes, if there's no more questions, that's everything for tonight. And then, like I said, the other nights were definitely, this was kind of just a little bit of like a base start. Nothing real deep and intense tonight, but as we go on, we'll, get more into labor, more into different ways to prep for
What
the
are we
big
on
day.
every Wednesday night?